Hello there, thank you for joining in on my 365-day note writing adventure. Welcome, my name is Anna Dalman if you are new here, and if you are returning for some more encouragement, a big welcome to you as well. I'm on day number 321 out of 365 days, and I'm in many ways humbled that God has given me the will and the desire to stick to it for 321 days. Tomorrow will be 322 days, and I will face tomorrow again with some more joy, some more contentment as God grows me. Now, some days I just don't want to do the notes because I'm tired. For instance, today I am just tired and I needed a day of quiet. Some nights I don't sleep very well. I just have a couple of hours of sleep, and then I already had started the preparation of doing marmalade. So it had been soaking overnight, so it's not that I could leave it and sleep the morning away. I needed to get up and pay attention to it. So I made marmalade this morning. I made 6 jars, and I've given 3 to my sister, and I'm keeping 3. It's one of my favorite light breakfasts to have, marmalade on toast with some strong, rich coffee. So I needed today to consider just a slower start, and when you've had an uncomfortable night's sleep or an uncomfortable season of life, contentment is not our first go-to grace. It is not the easiest thing to cling to. In fact, it's when we are tired and that our emotions are not as stable as we would like them to be. We're not as quick to rush to the more healthy emotional circumstances we should be living in within ourselves. So today, number 321, my note is as followed. Contentment gives rest and most of all joy. Yes, joy in the midst of discomfort, hardship, and the struggles of life. Now that is what I was thinking about while I was stirring up a huge big pot of marmalade and getting the water bath ready and boiling water, etc., and just thinking, I'm so tired, but I started this, I've got to get it done. And contentment is our stability, having grown us to stand firm and trust God through the struggles. Contentment is the ally of God's faithfulness to us. It's an ally of joy. It's an ally of everything we need to remind ourselves of to get that stability in our lives. And contentment, when we are tired and the emotions are like really, and then all the other things start rushing back to our minds, it's the Easter weekend. Why am I here? What am I doing? Why couldn't you change circumstances? All these things come rushing back, and then the thoughts that are prompted within my soul are give thanks in all things. Okay, Lord, you want me to thank you even though right now I'm not in a grateful mood, but thank you. And then I rehearse all the aspects in my life for which I should be grateful and thankful for, and I am. I just need to rehearse them every now and then. And the more you do that, your soul becomes refreshed and you are content in your circumstances. Friends, it's not that you go yippee, 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 these circumstances are wonderfully great. It's that you're content through them. You trust in your God in them all. Okay, so I want to focus on James chapter 1, verses number 2 through 4 to further our contentment. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. That is an ally, the flip side of the coin on which contentment is on the other side. Another verse I'd like you to have a look at is verse number 12. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. Loving God in all those difficulties is our contentment. And friends, it doesn't mean, as I've shown you today in my discussion that I had some grumpy moments this morning when I was just tired. And when I'm tired, as you know, when you are tired, you don't have the right responses right away. I think that's when we need to be rehearsed in our minds, that we just nip it in the bud so that it doesn't make the rest of the day something that's negative. That's why his mercies are new every morning. We know that. And those mercies are throughout the moments of the day as well. You can have that melancholy moment stirring a big pot of marmalade and just being so tired, and then he reminds you and you can respond correctly. Thank you, Lord, I'm here standing, I'm healthy enough. I'm standing and stirring a pot of marmalade. My goodness, 2 years ago I couldn't have done that. Not at all. My goodness. And here I am today. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the oranges. Thank you, Lord, for a lovely day. Thank you, Lord, for anything and everything else that comes to mind. Thank you, Lord, for 3 hours of sleep. 9 would have been wonderful, but 3. Thank you. At least that's sufficient to get me through the morning. I can go to bed early tonight, and I will. Friends, it all comes down to what is our trained. What have we trained ourselves to think about in preparation for these moments? When you are an athlete or you learning to do something new and different in life, it doesn't just come to you. You have to prepare. What happens if you're doing this thing, whatever your athletic field is or the sport that you practice, when something negative happens on the field or on the court or whatever you're doing? How are you going to respond in that moment? Unless you've rehearsed it and practiced it in your mind, you're not going to be prepared for that moment. Contentment is the same thing. So it's not that for instance, this morning, that when I was in a negative bit of a slump, that I'd lost all my contentment. If I had, it wouldn't have been that quick to be prompted, be grateful, be thankful in all things. And then with that, the flip side, the ally of thankfulness is contentment, because you immediately go back to resting in God and being grateful for all He's working out in your life. Now, again, it comes down to trusting God through it all. It may never be the way you want it, but you trust Him for His provision and His sweetness in showing you Himself. That's contentment. So friends, tomorrow is Resurrection Sunday. I know I'm looking forward to it, as we should as believers be grateful for it every day of our lives. But tomorrow is a day where we can just take a moment and truly think about what God has done for us, what Christ has done for you and for me. So until tomorrow, take care and God bless, and I'll be back then for some more ongoing encouragement to stimulate our contentment. Bye-bye for now.